Welcome back. As we earlier said, the President attended the China-Arab States Cooperation Forum in Beijing, in which he had several important meetings with the Chinese President and with Arab leaders, and on top of all, also CEOs of important Chinese commercial companies, and talked Chinese-Egyptian partnership and a lot more. And of course, on this very important visit by the President to Beijing, we're very delighted to be having with us Mr. Abdul Rahman, the political and economic analyst. Good morning, Mr. Amr.
Good morning to you. Hello to you and the distinguished viewers.
Our pleasure, sir. So we need to learn more about the long or the historic bilateral relations and partnership between Egypt and China.
Well, we have thousands of years, actually, in cooperation, in communication between the two nations, in China and in Egypt. I'm talking seriously. This is more than 10,000 years, more than 7,000 years to be exact. Thousands of years of cooperation, communication, and interaction between the two civilizations. We have a solid background, solid base of mutual interests, mutual culture, and even close traditions and customs. We have a lot in common as to one of the two most ancient civilizations. This is as a background. As for today, we have a strong relations with China since more than 100 years, and exactly since the beginning of the Republic in China, and especially in the era of 60s, in the era of the last Mr. President, ex-President Gamal Abdul Nasser, the great leader in Egypt and in the whole world. We had strong relations with Mao Zedong, the leader, the great leader in China. We had that bilateral relations in leader after leader, and until now. Today's visit, this visit paid by Mr. President Abdul to China, comes in a very significant time. It comes right afterwards the great and historical summit between the Russian president and his counterpart, the Chinese, in China, almost 10 years ago, 10 days ago, or maybe 12 days. Mr. President is the first president that the Chinese president received in China right afterwards that summit. We have very important relation, strategic relation. And China are two partners, strategic partners. That's the level of our relations right now, as well as we have the same level with Russia. We have lots in common. We have so many files that we are standing together side by side, taking the same point of view and almost the same situation, especially in the file of the occupied land in Palestine. We have lots in common. We have lots of point of views that Mr. President Abdul and his counterpart in China has expressed and even made it clear to the whole world that we are having the same course that we have started as the presidency of Mr. Abdul has started with that historical and that project that comes from history, from ancient history, and carries lots of hopes to our own future, which is the Silk Road project. Comes from China all the way to Central Asia, all the way to Egypt, as the gate, the golden gate of Africa. We have lots in common, and we have lots of dreams and opportunities to explore.
Right. So, in other words, how did these partnerships and relations developed over the years? There were several stops, especially that there were visits by the Chinese president over to Egypt, and there were several cultural relations and several events that gathered the two nations together.
When the whole nation see the two leaders, Mr. President Abdul and his counterpart in China, standing together, shaking hands, and having that historical summit after summit, the world realizes that the world is against a new horizon of relations between the two nations and the two leaders. Mr. President Abdul he realizes how important China is to our own development and our own course of enriching our own economy, our own industries, our own cultures, our own cultivating projects. We have too many projects to stand upon. We have already accomplished. China is one of the main investors, international investors in the Suez Canal economical zone. And we have lots on. I believe this year, 2 or 3 factories, great factories, big factories, were opened as in the line of the investments, the Chinese investments in Egypt. We have lots in common, and we have lots of projects to share. And China can depend on Egypt as a solid and an independent partner in the region. And as we are the same, we are depending on China as a main ally in our own diplomacy, our own international file affairs.
Or any partnership between two nations, which is the strategic partnership, especially at these times. I mean, there are many crises overwhelming the whole world, and there are dangers that loom and that might get in the way of economic development, to national securities of countries, and protecting territories, protecting economic interests at large. So talk to us about the strategic partnership between Egypt and China.
We have developed already that partnership into the level of a strategic partnership, not only politically but also economically, and too many levels. That was expressed already by several projects and investments came all the way from China to Egypt, and we have already made that strong relations be revived again after years before that we didn't have the same level since the 60s. We believe that also China standing behind our own main cause internationally with the Palestinian cause, the Palestinian case. This represents a decent situation that we lack in this world, in the international community, and of course we appreciate that situation, and we share the same intentions, good intentions for a better future and a stronger relation.
So also through this visit, the President held a summit meeting with the Chinese President Xi Jinping, and they discussed an array of topics. Of course, on top of them was the Palestinian crisis and the genocide war and the illegal bombardment by the Israeli occupation over the Gaza Strip and over Rafah and all that. And also, the Chinese president responded strongly, and he had his, stance towards this particular crisis. They talked about partnerships, economic partnerships, industrial, energy talks. So if you would like to elaborate over President Abdul Fattah Sisi's visit with the Chinese meeting with the Chinese president.
I believe that Mr. President Abdul Fattah Sisi has expressed his appreciation for the decent situations taken by the Chinese side, especially toward the Palestinian file. Together we stand against the Zionist genocide against the Arabs, and together we stand against the Zionist aggression to the Arabs in the occupied land, and together we salute the historical struggle for the Palestinians, for the Arabs in the occupied land to achieve their freedom, and they will achieve it finally, one way or another. And together we have taken the same course, the same situation together, side by side, since the 60s. And this is one of the main bases that our relations are based upon. We have the same point of view towards the international community, and how most of the international community, especially the western side, the west side of the world, taken the unbalanced measures when it concerns the Palestinian case, and when it concerns the Zionist existence that was cultivated 100 years ago as a thorn in to the Arabic side. And together we can support the Palestinians, support the Arabic rights until they are fulfilled, and until the land, our own land, are freed from the occupation, the last occupation on earth.
Right. Also, the president during the visit also held meetings with Chinese officials, with Chinese CEOs of commercial companies, and he talked about so many partnerships. If you'd like to elaborate over that.
Well, of course, we have explored and developed lots of partnerships economically, and we have China, one of the main suppliers to the Egyptian market since decades. And of course, it was concentrated on a higher level in this era of Mr. Abdul Fattah Sisi. Together, we have changed the rules of our own cooperation, especially in the market side and the economical side. We have developed our own visions. We have developed the bases and the corners of our own economy. We don't follow the socialist line anymore. We have that balanced course between socialism and capitalism, as we have achieved already in this era, which is a very important way of thinking and strategic economically, that was taken by Mr. President Abdul Fattah Sisi, which is gathering the powers of the governmental side, the private sector side, and of course we can never neglect the leadership economically and industrially and agriculturally by the military association at all levels.
Right. The head of state made it so clear that Egypt was keen on increasing the Chinese investments and also promote cooperation with Chinese companies working inside the national market. And he had a meeting with the chairman of China Energy Engineering Corporation, Mr. Song Heilang. Of course, how important is the Egyptian side's keenness on developing energy partnership with countries like China, like Russia, like other countries who are developing their energy market?
As Egypt is the leader of this region at all levels, militarily, politically, economically, despite we are not the richest country, but we have the most important economy in the region. And we have that initiative to establish a strong base of cooperation with China and other countries like Russia and other countries to the west or to the east. We have the initiative, and we have already established that base, and we have developed the horizon of cooperation at all levels. We remember yesterday, we have that also the same relations with Russia, and yesterday there was a very important statement given by the Russian embassy in Cairo that answers to the Western threat to target the Russian cities as Russia has declared it will answer to the same threats to the heart of the American cities. That represents how important Egypt as a base, as a leadership in this region, and internationally, of course. I'm talking about all levels, politically, internationally, economically, at all levels.
Right. So also, the President met with Chairman of the China State Construction Engineering Corporation. This is a very important meeting because Egypt have taken a leap in the construction and also the infrastructural projects, and that was highly witnessed by the Chairman of the China State Construction. He said that Egypt is becoming a role model for all the world when it comes to infrastructural projects. How is that going to encourage Chinese companies to come and invest in construction projects inside Egypt?
I am so optimistic about that sort of cooperation, because I'm sure and I believe that history and the near future has proven that China is a legitimate partner and a decent partner to take actions with. We are partners in the BRICS organization, and we are challenging. Together we are standing and facing the challenge of the domination of the dollar, and together we can bring it down, and together we can stand tall with our own independent economy. That's the main target of defying the dollar supremacy and bring it down to regain our independence economically. And we had to have a stronger currency together. Egypt, Russia, and China, and other countries, Brazil, and other countries, of course. South Africa, we can never forget our partners in South Africa in the same vessel. And of course, such a partner, we can depend upon that we have the same mutual trust as well as mutual interests economically. So we can develop so much levels of economical and agricultural projects, and we are already achieved a lot of them, and we have lots to achieve in the near future, inshallah.
Hopefully, inshallah. Mr. Rahman, the political and economic analyst, would like to thank you so much, sir, talking to us on the breakfast show. And we're going to go to a short break and come to continue the show, so stay with us.